KYNT, Yankton,
FM 1021 and AM 1450.
Yankton's home team.
You are listening to the Coach's Corner Show on KYNT, Yankton's home team. Now, let's get you caught up on Yankton High School athletics with KYNT Sports Director and the voice of the Bucks and Gazelles, Bryce Ladwig.
All right, good morning. This is the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig here in the studio, 1019 Broadway Avenue in Yankton. The Coach's Corner, powered by Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, Explorers Credit Union is here to help with a vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. Also, thanks to Pizza Ranch for legendary chicken and the best pizza is Yankton Pizza Ranch. It's on Broadway, or you can call 665-1222. And all season, they've provided delicious pizza to our coaches and myself, and that just great people over there. Mike has done an excellent job for us, and really very happy with that relationship. So huge shout out to Pizza Ranch as well. Well, last night, Yankton Bucks fell to appear at Crane Youngworth Field, 14-9, and under a minute to go, basically a walk-off touchdown for the Pierre Governors to go back to the Dakota Dome. They will be going for their 8th straight 11AA title. They'll be taking on Watertown. That'll be next Friday. And I think I'm going to go and I'm going to hate watch that game. So that's probably what's going to happen. But no, it's a heartbreaker last night at Crane. And I'm ready for a little bit more of a somber show today. But, coaches, luckily for us, they are willing to come in and continue talking like they do every week. And turn the page on the season, close the book on this one, and start looking ahead already. So that is what we'll be doing here this morning. And, so again, 14-9 victory for Pierre over Yankton. Yankton falls official final record, 8-3 on the year. And we'll talk to the coaches. Today we're going to start with Coach Terry Huber and Coach Brady Hale, talking offense and special teams, and then we'll finish with defensive coordinator Justin Olson, but head coach Brady Muth. To close the book on the football season here on the Coach's Corner. That's Around the Corner here on KYNT and KYNTV. Good morning.
I'm Father Lacey, and hiking allows me to show my faithful spirit. Being out in nature allows all of those things to work together in my head so I can see how it's all connected. To be able to take these things that I'm pondering and draw them back into the ministry, into that life here at Mount Marty.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Isn't it great when things work how they should? Like the award-winning free checking from FNBO. No monthly fees, no minimums, and no overdraft fees ever. Online, in the app, on the go, or down the street. You be you, and we'll make it easy to bank your way and manage your account. Here's to simple, flexible, and free. Here's to checking that works the way you want it to. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO Free Checking. Member FDIC.
You can get expert eye care in Yankton with Avera Medical Group Wilcoxon Eye Associates. Here, eye diseases and injuries receive the best care because we offer the newest surgical techniques, supported by the best technology. We'd be honored to be on the forefront of your eye care. Learn more by visiting avera.org/Wilcoxon. avera.org/Wilcoxon.
Did you ever hear that cheese is the favorite food of all mice? Well, that's just a myth. Here's the fact. Mice love all food, often eating up to 8 pounds of it in their lifetime. Mice spread disease through urine, droppings, and dander, contaminating food and surfaces like counters and floors, and that's no myth. A pest professional is your best defense against the devastation rodents, termites, roaches, and ants can cause to your home and family.
Olson Pest Technicians, 1-800-KIL-BUGS.
All right, let's get things rolling here. In the Coach's Corner, starting talking Yankton Bucks football. We went over the game already last night, but again, Yankton falls to Pierre 14-9 in the semifinals. But today we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to start with Coach Terry Huber and Coach Brady Hale. We'll finish with Olson and, of course, Muth and kind of close the book on the season. But coaches, thanks for coming in this morning. I know last night, just heartbreaking, carries over into the morning, obviously. But I don't know, really, this is the hardest show to do of the year, always. So I guess I'll just open up the floor, so to speak, to you, Huber. Just kind of thoughts this morning. Obviously, it was a tight-fought game.
Yeah, I would say that's a great word. Fight. These guys put everything out there. They put everything on the line. They work their tails off. Even down to the 6 seconds left at the end. There was no give up. They're going to play all the way through the end of the whistle, and that's all we as coaches can ask them. And extremely proud of what they were able to accomplish this season. It's been phenomenal. These seniors have been tremendous leaders. It's one of those groups of guys where you don't just have one or two. You have a big group of guys who are taking charge and leading, whether it's on special teams or defense or offense. It doesn't matter. Just as a team, they were just phenomenal to have here, and they're going to be absolutely missed.
And we'll go from a more 30,000-foot view to wrap things up, but just a couple dives into the game.
Yep.
But just starting things off, 4 trips into the red zone. You have the field goal, but just one score, the interception.
Yep.
Is kind of what was Pierre throwing at Yankton in this game that was different than the regular season? Because I know they revamped some stuff.
Yep. I thought that they did a good job of adjusting to some of our run scheme stuff. Excuse me. We didn't take advantage of some of the stuff they were giving us. I thought there was, and we're going to look back at film and we're going to see some holes that we definitely missed and some gaps that we could have probably crushed. But, they made some good adjustments. I thought that, hats off to them. They were flying around a lot differently than they have in the past. Coach Steele got their guys, absolutely amped up and ready to go for this game. And you could see their energy was a lot different than they normally had been. Just kind of playing with that, no care mentality, which I think kind of affected a few of the guys, being out there. So, looking into it, I kind of I wish that I would have adjusted a few different things on offense, things that I'm going to kick myself for a long time about. But everything I asked those guys to do, they went out there and did last night.
Hey, they scored on the Buck triad, though.
Yeah.
Remember I named that.
Yeah.
No, but they got the score. And speaking of the run game, obviously, Evan Sirk, another really good night. They started slowing him down, but obviously he just had a lot of carries going forward, and that's just a tough kid.
Yeah, I think, he ended with 20-some carries last night, and I think 17 in the first half. He's a tough kid who's going to run hard, and no matter what, he's a smart kid. He goes out there and he goes until he can't anymore. Shelley went out there and he ran his butt off too. I thought our running attack was doing awesome last night. We had long sustained drives, which is what we wanted. I think the scoring drive was 12 plays, 85 yards, something like that. Those are the kind of drives that we love. That takes a lot of time off the clock. It's a big momentum boost for us. It helps our defense get a break. Those are kind of things that we were looking for coming into this game. So, I thought the execution was there. Our red zone offense just wasn't what it needed to be.
Talking about sheer will, Matthew Sheldon, obviously it's like the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah.
Has the bad shoulder, working on that, right? Working through it for multiple sports and years now. But he obviously came out, and everyone knows he was hurting because he's holding his arm down. But he got adjusted something on the sideline. He comes back in after a couple of possessions, starts carrying the ball again, gets some big carries. And you just see the heart in Matthew Sheldon.
Absolutely. That's that kid. He gives everything. It does every single ounce that he has in his body. He's going to sacrifice for the guys around him and for the team. I loved the other day in the paper. His quote was, he's just thankful for everything that he's been able to do and everything that Yankton's done for him. He's that kind of guy. He's very humble, but he's going to go out and he's going to give you everything, and he's not going to be dramatic about it. He's not going to start hooping and hollering, but he's going to be one of those leader by examples, and he's going to make sure that if guys aren't doing what they need to, he's the first one there to tell them, he's going to set them straight. And the only reason that guys are able to take that serious is because they know he's going to go out and give every single ounce of effort and energy and his body that he has to this sport. I look at that last first down that we had. He was stopped 5 yards in the backfield, and he trucked through 4 or 5 defenders, and that was sheer will on his part. A guy who was playing both ways, punting on special teams, doing everything that he possibly could. That's the heart and the will. People need to really understand just how special of a kid he is.
And then Coach Hale, last night, special teams coverage-wise, nice job by Matthew Sheldon again last night, punting. And obviously, Yankton had their hands full with Pierre, nice return team. And sometimes really couldn't avoid. They had some excellent field position, but that's because Yankton was kind of back while punting.
Yeah, I think Pierre definitely won the field position last night. And again, that's a little bit of a credit to them. They played well. And our guys all year, I thought, for the most part, put our team in a position to win. And I thought last night was no different. Matthew is, like Coach Hubers talked about, he's one of those kids that, it's a joy to come to work every day and see him at practice and get to work with him. And he did a great job. And, he didn't have to be our punter. He had every excuse to not do it. If he would have said, I'm on kick, or I'm on offense and defense, is there any way I could get a break on punt? That's not the type of kid he is. He wants to be out there, and he knew it would help our team. So he did a great job. And then back to just coverage stuff, we have a lot of kids who are seniors that have played a lot of football for us. It might not be starters necessarily on offense or defense, but they come out on special teams, and they treat it like, their Super Bowl every play. And that's really all I could ever ask of them. And there's some kids on there that we're going to miss for sure. But the best part about special teams is it's always the next man up kind of mentality. So, we just got to find a way to kind of fix some things. And I just am really thankful for the effort that we got from a lot of those seniors last night on special teams.
Two sides to the coin. The extra point, obviously, was kind of a high snap pull down by Bestie off the upright from Ortiz. But that entire team, that operation, made up for it in 38 or 9, whatever, yard field goal there. So instead of chasing points, they got him right back. So that was really nice to see.
Yeah, Kevin did a nice job. The nice part about him is I really don't have to worry about his mentality about, hey, I missed a kick, whatever. He is able to refocus and be present in the next moment, which is going to happen because, like you said, he missed an extra point, and then a minute and a half later in the game, he was kicking another big field goal that we needed to have go through the uprights. So and that's a credit to everybody involved. We have seniors on that offensive line, Cordell, Cottle, Beal. They all stand in there, and Riker Frank's in there as well. They stand in there and block like, their life depends on it on that field goal unit, which is not an easy job. And then Cale Gary snapping the ball, like you say, every week he's done a phenomenal job. And then Tate had a nice hold, and Kevin was able to put it through, which was a nice momentum boost.
Obviously, Huber, Muth will talk seniors. We'll probably talk about them. There's a generality, so I'll just name some guys for you to talk about. But obviously, start with the quarterback, Easton Nelson. He waits years to get this opportunity. And Muth and all of our pre-games for the entire year has kind of talked about it. That's a good – it's hard for these kids, to have to wait, but that's the kind of program you want, right? You want to have them have to wait till senior to have their one big opportunity. He waited, and he really performed well.
Absolutely. He took every advantage of the opportunities given to him. I shouldn't even say given to him, that he earned this year. He worked his tail off, last year, all the way through, not just sitting back up and not making sure that he's ready with Kampshoff last year. He was sitting there. He was getting the mental reps. He's taking the reps, the opportunities in practice. Then you get to the offseason this year, and he worked as hard as he could coming in. Getting with Coach Muth at the high school throughout the week, getting that extra prep in, and then at practice, he's being the offensive manager that I'm looking for. I want him to be able to communicate with the receivers, communicate with the running back, and the O-line, and then communicate with me. That's a big deal, is to be able to have a player who is mature enough to be able to communicate, have that conversation, discuss what they're seeing, and he did a phenomenal job this year. I'm absolutely gonna miss that kid. Just because he brought a really good energy to that position. He didn't just sit back there and hope things are going to go well. He tried to take it, and you can see in last night's game. You can see it in every game, but he's going to put himself on the line as well. We had some designed QB runs that he was taking, whether he's going to put the ball out there, he's going to go down, but, not one time do you see that kid slide. Do you see him, very rarely do you see him tuck out of bounds, which maybe we want him to, but he's going to go out there and he's going to try to lay a hit, or he's taking one to get a couple extra yards. For this offense, he was a phenomenal leader for us, and QB1, he rightfully earned that.
All right, and then obviously you have the wide receivers, receiving game, and we have to run through this pretty quickly.
Yep.
But and that's me saying this, everyone. Sorry. Yeah, so you have Ness and Slava, and then you have the run game, Sheldon and Cirque. We were talking about them, Cirque, like knocking on some records and stuff. He's just what an incredible season offensively for the Yankton Bucks. And that O-line held up really well all year long. Yeah, so, the receiver core, Ness, Slava, and Zarbach, those three just absolute, just kind of devils out there. They, they're guys who they demand the football, and when they have an opportunity, they're going to take advantage of it. All three have very special talents, and I thought that made us very weaponized this year. I'll never forget all their effort, all their energy that they brought out there, and just the incredible skills that those three brought to the table. O-line wise, it's always tough for me being a position group, losing some of these guys as seniors, but I've watched them grow and develop to where they're at. With Cottle and Beal and Cordell, losing those three this year is going to be really tough on me. It's going to be tough on the O-line. But what they have done throughout this season with those younger guys, they're phenomenal mentors. They're guys who they have set up this program, and they've left it better than when they found it. Let's check for some red shirts, right? Let's
see
if we can get them back.
I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coaches, I had to get to Olsen and Muth, but we'll continue talking throughout the year. But it doesn't seem like it means much now. But congratulations on a really fun Yankton Bucks season to both of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and continue here in the Coach's Corner.
Are you suffering from a recent injury or chronic pain?
Come see us, Lane and Reed Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of techniques to meet every patient's need and preference, including adjustments, dry needling, acupuncture, cupping, and rehabilitation.
We are dedicated to providing personalized and effective treatment plans to help you perform at your highest level and feel your best.
Whether you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, or a sports injury, we've got you covered.
Go to SWATchiropracticandrehab.com to schedule an appointment.
Think about how people really see you. The kid at the drive-thru just sees a coffee drinker.
Please pull forward.
Your local barista sees the person who loves a smiley face in their latte.
See you next time.
It's kind of the same way with insurance. Other insurance companies just see a customer, but a State Farm agent sees more. They see you as a neighbor. Your State Farm agent is here to get to know who you really are, so they can help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Rhonda Westland at 665-4411 today to learn more.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care. Whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Bryce Ladwig here in the studio, 1019 Broadway Avenue. Thanks to Coach Huber and Coach Hale for joining us. And now we bring in head coach Brady Muth, defensive coordinator Justin Olson. Coaches, thanks for joining us here this morning.
Morning, Bryce.
Hey, morning, Bryce.
Honestly, morning after. It's always, I was just telling them, it's the hardest show of the year.
Yeah.
For everyone involved. So it's just one of those things of, I would ask you how you're doing this morning, but obviously I know heartbreak looms over everyone. So just kind of, I'll open the floor to you, Muth. Just kind of, this is a hard-fought game last night, as it always will be in the semifinal and against Pierre.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was one of those games where I'm a guy that I'm always trying to find an answer for something and trying to work things out. And, you wake up in the morning and there's still some questions and you still got to work through those. And that's kind of the tough part. You have to confront those things and work through them. And I'm sure at some point I'll have some answers. But right now, it's just, I think it's okay to get caught up a little bit in the emotion of what happens, when something comes to an end. And right now, I'm just busy with a lot of gratitude towards this football team, our community, and especially the seniors.
And it's obviously a private moment, so we don't need the play-by-play of it. But kind of, what's the generality of your message to the team immediately afterward?
The truth of the matter is that this hurts a lot, and it should, because people put a lot of time into it, and that's the way we want it. We want it to matter, and so when things don't go the right way, it's obviously painful. But I would also say that, as much as it is, and as a big part of it is on our lives and the kids' lives and all of that, if this is the worst thing that they have to confront in their life, they're going to have a pretty good life. And, they're going to learn some lessons from this. Unfortunately, we like to learn some lessons on how to get things over a finish line and have success in that form. But it's the same thing that we tell kids after a loss of any game. You cannot, the only way this experience becomes a loss is if you don't learn from it. And, we're in a business where they keep score. You sent out to the guys, the man in the arena by Teddy Roosevelt this morning. We're privileged enough to get to be a part of this game, and really privileged to be a part of this game with some really great guys in a really great place. And so, that's the price you got to pay sometimes.
And Coach Olson, the defense last night, obviously just look at the scoreboard alone, just a really excellent night from that defense. Just one big shot play, that was it. And then, that final drive, but they held strong the entire game, and it just really showed their grit.
Yeah, I'm really proud of those guys. Like you said, I thought they played a whale of a game. They're out there battling, and even after the first drive, they came in and they kept it clean. They fought. They're scrappy. They're tenacious, and that's kind of what they've been doing all season. So it was kind of like on the same tone of Coach Muth. I'm just so glad I was able to work with those kids and be able to teach some life lessons along the way and help them through, some of the ups and downs and how to battle adversity and struggle, and then see them, come out on the other side, making corrections and stuff like that. And that's their win. That's huge growth, personally, for those players. And you get to see that on a football field in a competitive nature. And that sets the tone for, their successes outside the walls, outside of the walls of the school, outside of the football field. They can take those valuable lessons forward. And just to know that, you gotta work to defend, what is important. And I thought that last night, we defended Crane Youngworth, and well, we did it very well. Just end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
And comes no surprise, we're not really going to do a big X's and O's dive in today. This is really just kind of a, exit interview, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I'll let each of you talk kind of on your main side of your ball. That blanket protection, we're not going to name every senior.
Yeah. There's a lot.
You just talk about just the senior leadership. We'll start with the defense.
Sure. Well, in the middle, you walking through the line, congratulating, Pierre, and just kind of listening to, I was by Bryce Krall and Matthew Sheldon, and every single one of their players kind of stopped and had a special, hey, you're one heck of a player and whatnot. And that goes to not only their play, but their leadership as well. And that's just two of them that I heard. Yeah. And I know just from across the state that, the seniors that we have on that defense, just to keep it on that side of the ball. And there's a lot of them that garner that respect, and they play the game the right way, So as far as seniors go, I couldn't ask for a better group of seniors to be on that defense, leading
and set an example for those younger guys. And, you know, when you have 3 linebackers, especially with, you know, Tommy, Bryce, and Shelley that are going to exit the program now, you know, those are some big shoes and shoulder pads to fill. And I had a couple conversations on, I have the underclassmen bus on the way home, and we had a little talk, and, you know, I said, hey, it starts now. I said, your turn starts now. And I looked at, you know, a couple guys and said, are you ready to go? And they said, yeah. So the road is going to be long, but those guys set the tone. And in the locker room afterwards, there was, I mean, it was pretty emotional, but I also saw those seniors talking to those younger guys and getting them ready. And that speaks volumes to kind of where the program is at and the kind of accountability that we have for our players and the leadership that was brought in through those student athletes. And I can't speak enough. I mean, I could go through every senior that we have, and but of course I don't want to leave anybody out.
It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, it is a dangerous game. But you know, in the backfield, you know, you had, you know, Carson and Bodie. You know, for sure that you want to kind of, you know, give a shout out to, because, you know, they're just always communicating, and always the want. The want was always there. And then, you know, this is a character builder for a lot of those guys, and they took it well. And then up front, you know, we have our big guys too, you know, and a plethora of them, you know. But the starters with Derek Beal and Riker Frang. I mean, those guys were solid in the middle all year long, and again,
such a great senior class.
Yeah, I mean, we go on, and that's why it hurts even more, and even more so. I think even more as far as reflecting today. You know, yesterday you just want to be there for them, and you know, be there, be a shoulder for them, be a voice in the ear, saying, hey, like Coach said, it's going to be a game. It's going to be okay. I mean, no one wants to lose, and we all expected. We didn't expect to lose, but it happened, and things happen for a reason, and we got to move on. Let it hurt, because you poured everything into it, and then the sun will still come up. And then now that us coaches have some self-reflection, and it's just like, it's those like moments. I call them the moments, where you just kind of think of a play like didn't go our way, like if just and that'll stick for us for a little bit, just because we want it so bad for those all those kids, and especially those seniors.
And then same thing to you, Coach Muth. I know that's kind of reiterating a lot of things you
said.
I
mean, you know, it's this group. I mean, on the offense, on defense, all facets of this team. I mean, in this senior class, the thing that that I'm most proud of them, or I guess I'm just fortunate just to be involved with it, is just, you know, Coach said about doing things the right way, and I got a handful of text messages from coaches around the state, because obviously everybody goes through this. I mean, everybody but one guy one staff gets to feel this, and so everybody knows how this feels. But the thing that that I'm very proud of that doesn't show up on a scoreboard is just the compliments to our players from other coaches about how our guys do things the right way and how they carry themselves, and I'd like to say that's the same way in the classroom and on the street, you know. And all of those, you know, we have a lot of expectations about wins and losses and all of those things. But our biggest expectation is that you leave here a better man than you came in, and that you work to make people better. And our senior class, they work their tails off to make themselves better and to make this program better. And they got us, you know, this close, and that's what is painful, because as a coach, you don't get to get out there and play. And but I'm just thankful for everything that they've done for us. And you know, as Coach alluded to, you know, that the reason this thing works is because of the relationships and the accountability that comes from those things. And you could hear it in the locker room last night. You know, I mean, as much as people were commiserating and, working through some things, the one thing that you can always hear, when things go sideways is next man up. Do your job and hold the rope. So, from that, we're doing some things that are the right way. We just, we got to get things figured out, and we got the right guys to do it, and it's back to work.
We'll also let you guys know that Yankton couldn't ask for a better staff to be at the helm of something this town holds so dearly in this football program. So you guys should be very proud. Obviously, it's going to sting, like you said, for a while, but overall, a very fun season, successful overall season for the Yankton Bucks. And I personally want to thank you both for always taking the time, not just in the show, but just at practices or just, at any restaurant if I find with you, and talking football. And I can't wait to start pestering you guys early summer.
Yeah,
I'll give you till early summer.
You bet. Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Seriously, congratulations to you both and to all the Yankton Bucks.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, continue here on the Coach's Corner.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explorers CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MTRC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's two best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfast and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, two great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
All right, thanks to our football coaches, always taking the time to join us. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's just a bittersweet show. Not even really sweet, just bitter. And yeah, it's a rough one. But you know what? They always come in and they talk about their team, and they should be very proud of the Yankton Bucks. And I know that a lot of the Yankton Bucks watch this show or listen to this show. So from me to you, seriously, guys, congratulations on a fantastic season. Obviously, it didn't end the way you wanted to, but you should be very proud. And we're all proud of you. So, keep your heads up. And if you're in another sport, get ready for that one. And we'll be talking to you again as the seasons move forward. As we turn our attention on this show to Gazelles volleyball, they fell to Brookings. That was on Tuesday. And they don't know if they're in the SODAC until Sunday. Officially, as the seed points will keep moving with the remaining games. But if there is a SODAC 16 matchup, it'll be on Thursday, and they'll most likely be traveling to Sioux Falls. So we'll talk all about it moving forward here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including weekend maintenance technician 2. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers. Start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
¿Está buscando una casa para comprar? Me llamo Deb Speck de Vision Real Estate y puedo ayudarle a encontrar la casa perfecta. Yo sé que la barrera del idioma puede ser difícil, pero puedo facilitar el proceso. Escoja a un agente que se habla español. Envíeme un mensaje de texto 605-661-9398.
Peek behind the curtain. It was a short segment because I wanted to go say goodbye to the rest of the coaches, the ones that didn't come in the studio here today. But as I mentioned before, I appreciate all the coaches. It's really a club here, the Coaches Corner Club. Coaches come in, they sit in the conference room and eat pizza and just talk exactly how like you'd expect a giant group of football coaches to talk. And not just football coaches, all the other fall coaches as well join. Obviously, their seasons have ended, but special thanks to all the fall coaches and all the sports for joining us. I haven't completely decided yet. We'll obviously have volleyball to talk about next week, whether the season's ended or not. But other than that, I think it's going to be just kind of a football, kind of in a fall sports, kind of a reflection show. I don't know, maybe bring in Braden Butler and maybe Josh Bolter and talk this Yankton sports and kind of really put the stamp on the fall season. And then the next show after that, I'm thinking maybe a kind of a highlight show. Basically what I'm telling you is I haven't decided how I'm going to fill the weeks of the Coaches Corner moving forward, but I'll figure it out because it's a little early for basketball, but we'll get it all figured out as we move forward. But appreciate all the coaches, and again to Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, Explorers Credit Union is here to help with the vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. And to the wonderful people and Mike at Pizza Ranch. Love that partnership that we have with them for legendary chicken and the best pizza. It's Yankton Pizza Ranch. It's on Broadway. You can call 665-1222. This has been the Coaches Corner, and we'll talk to you next week.